Imagine, if you will, a man named Dave. One day, Dave goes to Atlantic City for a meeting, which goes well. He has some time before his flight home, so he goes to a bar to relax and orders a drink. A gorgeous woman walks up to him. Flirty devil that he is, he agrees to let her buy him a gin martini. As soon as he takes a sip, everything goes black. When Dave wakes up, he's confused and very, very cold. He's in a hotel bathtub and it's filled with ice. Right above him is a piece of paper taped to the wall. In big red letters, it says, "Don't move, call 911." Dave looks over and sees that someone has plugged in the hotel room phone right next to his bathtub. With his stiff, frozen fingers, he dials. Someone picks up and says, "911, what's your emergency?" Dave says, "I don't know. I woke up in a bathtub full of ice." The operator doesn't sound surprised and calmly asks a strange question. "Sir," she says, "I want you to reach behind you very slowly. Is there a tube sticking out of your low back?" Dave runs his hand down his low back and feels a chill when his hand closes over something that shouldn't be there. "Yes," he whispers, "there is a tube." "Sir," the operator says, "don't panic. There's a ring of organ thieves in the city, and it sounds like your kidney's been stolen. Paramedics are on their way. Whatever you do, don't move." Welcome back to The Modern Mythmaker. I'm reading 24 marketing and leadership books this year because if you follow me on any other channels, you know that I work for a solar company and I want to grow into the thought leader that I think clean energy needs right now. Today we're talking about Made to Stick by Chip and Dan Heath. What I just told you is one of the most successful urban legends of all time. If you stopped reading this right now and went to have dinner with your family, you could tell them this story. You would remember the femme fatale, the ice, the bathtub, the note, and the tube. Now, try to remember the percentages listed below the bar chart in the last white paper that you pretended to read for work. Can you? Probably not. But you encountered each one only once, so why can't you remember the important one? Why is it that fake news, rumors, and dumb jokes spread fast, while important lessons, facts, and statistics just slide right out of our heads? In the book Made to Stick, authors Chip and Dan Heath try to answer that question. Why do some ideas survive while others die? For a decade, Chip and Dan studied urban legends, jokes, successful ads, and much more. They concluded that sticky ideas aren't magic. Them's is just built different. Just like you can follow a recipe to bake a cake, you can follow their recipe to make an idea stick. Their solution is called the success model. They cheated a little bit to make it work as an acronym, but the 6 rules are: simple, unexpected, concrete, credible, emotional stories. That framework, if you follow it, is how you can make ideas that are unforgettable. Now, when Chip and Dan Heath say simple, they do not mean dumb. Many people, especially those with advanced degrees, believe that making things simple means hiding the truth or dumbing down the lesson. In Made to Stick, simple means finding the single most important thing about the idea, or the core. It means asking yourself, if they listened to or read this and only walked away remembering one thing, what would I want that to be? Now, when you're finding the core, the Army has a saying: no plan survives contact with the enemy. Imagine you're a general in the Army planning a battle. You write a 50-page plan that tells every soldier exactly what to do at what time. It's flawless until reality hits. It rains and your tanks get stuck in the mud. All your communication channels go dead. The enemy moves and the terrain your soldiers are working with is completely different. Suddenly the 50-page plan is useless and the soldiers don't know what to do. This is why the Army invented commander's intent. Commander's intent is a simple sentence at the top of their plans that generals add that doesn't give details. It just states the goal in the simplest terms possible. It might say, "My intent is to take the hill and secure the bridge." Now imagine the battle starts. It rains, the radio breaks, and the enemy isn't where you thought they were. The soldiers still know that the core goal is take the hill. Now they have permission to improvise. To make an idea simple, you have to strip away the 50 pages of details to find the one sentence that matters. Proverbs are great examples of simple but meaning-rich ideas. Think of the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is a very simple sentence that a child can understand, but you can spend your whole life trying to follow it. To make an idea simple, you must 1. Strip it down. Remove extra details. 2. Find the core. Figure out the one thing that you want your audience to remember. 3. Use plain language, not big words. And 4. Make it a proverb. Principle 2 is unexpected. We live in a noisy world and our brains are crammed full of all the nonsense that's piped into them all day by the digital world. If you want to share your ideas, you have to earn attention and keep attention. And to do that, you have to break the pattern. You must be unexpected. Now, there's a reason that surprising things grab our attention. It's because surprise betrays our expectations. Our brains are survival machines that recognize patterns so we can predict what comes next so that our environment doesn't kill us. We are always trying to guess what happens next. If I say the cow jumped over the, you automatically fill in moon. If I say the cow jumped over the tractor, your brain goes, wait, that's not right. When our guess is wrong, our brain pays attention as a survival instinct. We need to know why we were wrong. So to get attention, you must surprise people. Years ago, there was a TV commercial for a minivan called The Enclave. The commercial starts like a normal car ad. A happy family gets into the minivan. They are holding soccer balls. The dad is smiling. The sun is shining. Peaceful music is playing. The announcer says, "Introducing the new Enclave. With five-star safety ratings, blibdy blabdy blah, the van pulls out of the driveway, drives down a nice suburban street, and stops at a stop sign. As it starts to pull forward, bam! A speeding car smashes right into the side of it. The screen goes black. Then text appears. Didn't see that coming? No one does." It was an ad for seatbelts. To make an idea unexpected, you must 1. Surprise people, break the pattern. 2. Use a twist, like the seatbelt ad. 3. Open a gap by answering a question they can't answer. And 4. Create a mystery and make them wait for the solution. Principle 3 is concrete. So far we have simple, unexpected, concrete. Concrete is the easiest rule to learn, but it's the hardest one for educated people to follow because educated people like to use high-level abstract words. They say things like, we need to adjust strategic parameters to optimize outcome metrics. What does that mean? Can you draw a picture of a strategic parameter? Can you smell an outcome metric? No, you can't. To make an idea stick, it must be concrete. It must be something you can see, hear, taste, touch, or smell. The Heath brothers call this the Velcro theory of memory. Think about how Velcro works. One side is covered in thousands of tiny hooks. The other side is covered in thousands of tiny loops. When you press them together, the hooks grab the loops. Your brain is like the loop side of the Velcro. It has millions of loops waiting to catch ideas. A concrete idea is like a hook. If I say the word bicycle, you imagine a bike. Maybe you feel the cold handlebars or you hear the bell ringing. Maybe you remember falling off your bike when you were 7 years old and shattering your collarbone so badly that the doctor was worried. The word bicycle has memory hooks. It hooks onto something in your mind. Now, if I say the word innovation, what happens? It's a concept, so it slides out of your brain. There's no concrete meaning behind it. The kidney heist story that we started with is full of hooks. The bathtub is a visual hook. The ice is a sensory hook. The tube is a tactile hook. And the note is another visual hook. That's why you remember it. You can see the movie of that story in your head. To make an idea concrete, Use sensory language. Describe what it looks, sounds, and smells like. Avoid jargon. Don't say assets, say trucks. Paint a picture. Give people a movie in their minds. Principle 4, credible. Okay, so you have a simple, unexpected, concrete idea. People are listening. They understand you, but do they believe you? Most people, especially nowadays, are skeptical. If I tell you, I have a pill that makes you fly, you will say, show me. Many of us look for authority as a filter. We trust a scientist with a PhD or a famous expert more than Bubba who sells hog grease down by the river. But most of us are not famous. So how do we make people believe our ideas? We use what we have, and we spin the crap out of it. We let people know, I was in your position, and here's what I did. There are a few methods the Heath brothers recommended for doing this in the book, but my favorite is what's called testable credentials. Testable credentials are the absolute best way to make people believe your ideas, and it's by letting people test them themselves. When Ronald Reagan ran for president in 1980, the economy was in a rough place. In his debates with incumbent Jimmy Carter, he could have used complicated statistics about inflation and GDP. Instead, he asked voters a simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? He asked them to check their wallets and their lives. By asking them to test it themselves, he won their trust and the election. To make an idea credible, be honest, don't lie about where you're at, and challenge people. Ask people to check for themselves. So, we've arrived at emotional, principle 5. So you have a simple, unexpected, concrete, credible idea. People understand it, but do they care? You can believe something is true but still not do anything about it. You know exercise is good for you, but do you exercise? Not always. To make people act, you have to make them feel. Researchers at a university wanted to know what makes people donate to charity, so they set up an experiment. They gave students one of two letters asking for a donation to save the children. Letter A said, food shortages in Mali are affecting more than 3 million children. Rainfall has caused a 42% decline in corn production, and as a result, millions of people are starving. Please donate to help us feed the children of Mali. Letter B said, any money that you donate will go to Rokia, a 7-year-old girl from Mali. Rokia is very poor and faces a threat of severe hunger as a result of recent food shortages. Your gift will help feed her and send her to school. This letter included a picture of Rokia. The letter about Rokia raised twice as much money as the letter about the 3 million children. Now, of course, this seems backwards. 3 million children is a much bigger problem than one child. Shouldn't we want to give help to the millions? But our brains don't work that way. When we see big numbers, we think 3 million is too many. My $5 won't make a difference. When we see one person suffering, our feeling brain turns on. We see her face and think, I can help her. My $5 will buy her lunch. To make your idea stick, focus on the one. Don't talk about saving the environment. Talk about saving this park. Don't say, this legislation will kill 10,000 jobs. Talk about Jim, who's cultivated a very specific skill set, gotten himself off of substances, built a beautiful family, and how his life is going to be wrecked if this legislation passes. What's in it for you? When you want someone to do something, don't tell them why you want it. Tell them why they should want it. Always appeal to self-interest. This product will save you time. This course will make you rich. This idea will make you look cool. To make an idea emotional, focus on the one, use the story, not the stats. Answer what's in it for me, tell people how they benefit, and use identity. People like us do things like this. The last rule is stories. Stories are the wrapper that holds the whole success sandwich together. The Heath brothers say that stories do two powerful things. 1, simulation, they teach us how to act, and 2, inspiration, they make us want to act. The 3 plots. The Heath brothers found that most sticky stories fall into one of 3 buckets. You have 1, the challenge plot, the story of the underdog, David versus Goliath, rags to riches. In the challenge plot, a weak person becomes strong and overcomes obstacles to succeed. These stories inspire us to act and make us want to work harder. Story 2, the connection plot. This is a story about relationships bridging a gap. Romeo and Juliet, the Good Samaritan. These stories inspire us to love and make us want to help others. And number 3, the creativity plot. This is the MacGyver story. It's about someone solving a problem in a clever new way. The story of Isaac Newton and the apple is a creativity plot. He saw an apple fall and figured out gravity. These stories inspire us to think and make us want to try new ideas. To make an idea into a good story, don't list facts, tell a narrative. Use a hero, give us something to root for. Pick a plot, challenge, connection, or creativity. So there you have it. In our day-to-day lives, being memorable is one of the most important qualities we can have. By using the framework as made to stick, anyone can dramatically boost their chances of other people remembering their ideas. Go forth and be memorable.